Hello everyone, my name is Laura Haskey and I am a faculty member in the paralegal department at ECC. Learning to incorporate technology into my teaching has been a fun challenge. Over the years, two main things have motivated my adjustments to technology use: efficiency and a better user experience for my students. I'm going to be sharing one of the changes I've made recently that has increased efficiency for me and made finding materials easier for my students. This video will explain why I stopped creating static content on D2L, how I organize and share my class content and activities using Google Tools, what my agenda document does for me and my students, and finally, how I use a custom widget on D2L to share that document. There are a lot of things that I love about D2L. Its gradebook, the quiz features, Dropbox, the discussion boards, but there was one aspect of D2L that I found to be inefficient and frustrating, and that was creating informational content to share with students. In the past, I created content within D2L's Content tab. When I would inevitably need to make a change or adjustment, I would either have to manually change the content in the other sections or try to import the changed document. It was tedious. If I made any mistakes in the process of implementing the change, I had to fix those using the same method. That's why I decided to create a more dynamic option. Instead of making and organizing the content in D2L, I would create the content in a Google Doc that I could share with all of my students across all sections of the same course. The cloud is your friend, and you have a Google Cloud that's especially handy. By storing class resources in the cloud, you give students a link to the actual file. Because that file is stored on the cloud, students are looking at the same document you are. That means every time you make a change to a document that you've shared, the students see those changes in real time. You can share the same file link with students across different sections. Efficient, right? Please note that you and your students will need to log in with your @student.elgin.edu Google account. By using your ECC domain in Google, you'll be able to keep all of your school information separate and create some additional restrictions on your resources. I'm taking you inside my ECC domain Google Drive. You can see that I've organized the content into folders, just like you would do on your computer. Only we're not on the computer, we're on the cloud. I organize my lesson plans, slideshows, and lesson plan resources numerically by class session. Once you see the agenda document, that numbering system will make sense. Let me show you how I set up my slideshows. These are Google Slides, which is one of the tools you can use in your Google Drive. I use one slideshow in each class session. The slideshow includes links to resources that I want to share with students. During the slideshow session, students can access the activities, collaborative Google Docs, Google Form assessments, videos, etc., along with me. I usually insert a YouTube video timer on the activity slides so students know how long they have to complete the assignment. To get a link for any of the resources, click the blue Share button. Then you'll need to choose the Share settings. If it's a resource I don't want students to be able to change, I'll select the View Only option. If it's something collaborative, I'll give them editing access. To limit the number of people who can access the content, I choose to require accessors to be logged into their student Gmail account. This also allows me to see who is viewing the document in real time. I keep my agenda document with my syllabus in the course overview section. It's the most important document for my classes because it's the access point to the slideshows, which contain all the materials students need for the class session. It's set up in a Google Doc. I have internal hyperlinks or bookmarks to the various class sessions at the top. I Googled how to do that. And then the class is broken out by class session, unit and topic, learning outcomes, and resources. The resource is a link to the slideshow. Shared view only, links are still active, but students can't change the slides. From the slideshow, students can follow along with the lesson and corresponding activities. This is my class agenda from spring 2020.
the first coronavirus semester. I was in a computer classroom, so students were already using the slideshows and links for each class session. When we moved online, which happened here, you can see that I also added a link to a video recorded class session. I kept the same class session times during the shutdown. The Google Meet access link was included under the Resources tab. It looked like this. Once the Google Meet recording was finalized, I shared a link to the class video. Students who missed the class session or wanted to review came to the agenda document to find the video. I'm sure you could do this with Zoom or any other class presentation and recording software. The agenda document and slideshows with links made the transition online much smoother. You can share your agenda document link with students however you'd like. You could even share it under the D2L Content tab, but I don't use that tab. Instead, I made a custom widget and added it to the home page. I added a descriptive image for agenda and then linked that image to the Google Drive agenda document. Now when students click on the image, it takes them to the agenda document, which has everything they need for the class session. I hope this video helps you think of creative uses for dynamic Google content and how you can use it to make your teaching more efficient and interactive and create a more streamlined experience for your students.